Assalam. So here we are again. I just felt, there was some more traffic on this comment here on this particular video. And again, my comments seem to be silhouetted all the time. Love America. Anyways, let's get to it and see what this video is about.
There has been a remarkable number of videos posted by Israeli soldiers on social media depicting themselves pillaging property, mocking the death and destruction that they are causing, and most egregiously torturing, humiliating, and mocking detained Palestinian prisoners.
The images of mass arrests, of torture of Palestinians, of numbering their bodies, which is reminiscent of images all of us have seen from Guantanamo and Abu Ghraib. These images are testament to what Palestinians have long been saying, which is that this settler colonial regime is utterly violent. They show the nature through which this genocide is unfolding in the Gaza Strip. They also show the extreme brutality and torture, violence, utter disregard of human life, transforming these violent conducts into a spectacle to be viewed and watched on social media posts.
They lack specific intelligence about who actually might be Hamas, and because they lack intelligence, they therefore are rounding up everyone in order to hope to extract information through interrogation. The fact that they've been stripped to their underwear is, a manifestation of cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment, which is also illegal in addition to torture. The fact that they're photographing these things, it's like trophy shots. What this depicts, I think, very vividly is dehumanization and torture. The idea that somebody can be just like their body is just being attacked, in their most vulnerable position. His hands are bound behind his back. He's lying face down, soldiers stepping on his face. In a sense, it epitomizes torture in general, purposefully harming someone who's in custody. That custodial relationship is a particularly vulnerable one where, the custodians have all the power and the prisoner, who's in this case not only on the ground and tied up, but completely powerless.
The images are showing us and telling us how central imprisonment or carceral practices are to this settler colonial regime. The torture, humiliation, and degrading conduct against Palestinians is not simply restricted to the Gaza Strip. There are also images and videos that have been circulating from the West Bank. Since October 7th, over 7,000 Palestinians have been detained, which is a number unheard of over the past decade.
Israeli soldiers have quite remarkably taken to converting their massive, really unprecedented destruction of Palestinian homes, hospitals, mosques, universities, churches, schools, into entertainment videos. There's one video where Israeli soldiers are showing some residential homes that they've set on fire and attached a song. This house is on fire. There have been many images of Israeli soldiers who've ransacked Palestinian homes and confiscated their personal goods. One in particular is the red negligee that appears to be seen in so many Israeli videos where Israeli soldiers are mocking and advertising their very deliberate intrusion of the home of a Palestinian woman, the confiscation of her most intimate apparel, and flaunting that in a way that's definitely intended to be provocative and humiliating.
The videos further reinforce a discourse that is coming out of every sector of the Israeli official machinery, where all Palestinians are the enemy. Many officials have said they deserve to be eliminated. And you see it manifested in that kind of joie de vivre, that soldiers are expressing as they destroy Palestinian homes. And there is a consumption of this kind of image that kind of fortifies the anger, the hatred, the anti-Palestinian sentiment, and the kind of complete disregard of the humanity of Palestinian civilians.
There's such a high level of confidence among these IDF soldiers that they can do whatever they want. To say to the whole world, look at what we're doing to Palestinians in Gaza, look at how we're brutalizing detainees, look at how we're humiliating every single man, woman, and child as we destroy their homes, set fire to them, and make fun of it. And they are provoking and challenging the whole world. To say, we can do this, we can get away with it, and no one in the world can stop us. No Israeli has found themselves sanctioned by the international community, by countries that have these tools, which again has only reinforced the belief of Israeli soldiers that they are immune, that they are exempted from complying with international laws, from basic human rights laws, that they are above the law.
Since the beginning of this genocidal war, reservists have been called up. And who are the reservists? They are the entire proportion of the Israeli society. There are teachers, professors, students, doctors, medics, artists, writers, journalists. These images, they are not only directed to a small audience, they are directed to a broad audience. There's a long-practiced history of racializing and dehumanizing Palestinians. These images and these videos entirely show how Israeli violence is also not only directed towards Palestinian livelihood, but also their material beings, so their houses, their belongings, eliminating Palestinian existence. History has taught us that the dehumanization of subjects is essential to the infliction of violence. I think Israel has perfected this in discourse and in practice, but this is not new. It dates back to the beginning of this state, through which Palestinians were expelled, degraded, humiliated, killed, and effectively, forcibly disappeared.
Thanks for watching. Now hit that like button and leave us a comment to let us know what you think about anything that we covered this week. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Does anyone really call it X? Facebook and Instagram for updates from the show. Links are in the description.
And I'll add the links too. Now, the reason why I think that this video is so important and I keep talking about it. Oh, you're not going to be able to see this. There are, I made a comment on here and it got a lot of traction. Mostly haters though. Okay, I don't know how to get that off. Stop casting. Okay. Now, blind little old me has to, let me see. Okay. Here's the comment that I made in regards to that video. This was 11 months ago that I made this comment, and it has gotten so much hatred, even from my Muslim brothers and sisters, unfortunately. Here we go. As an American soldier, I have to tell you, this is also true about the war in Iraq. So many of my battle buddies recorded videos of very inhumane acts. Soldiers kept photo albums. The photo album that I saw was actually about the Vietnam War. So many soldiers kept photo albums of unalived people in ways as if they were showing off like a hunter and his trophy deer. I remember an image I saw of a mother and a father and 2 young children. They looked very distraught. The soldier that shared this with me told me how he essayed the woman and then unalived the whole family. I couldn't hold back my distaste. I will add, most of the American soldiers just believe they are liberating the world from suppression. Most of the soldiers I know are brainwashed and indoctrinated from the propaganda from birth. Most of the Americans I know are against all this. What I don't understand from the BS in Iraq, just how badly we were lied to about the very reason we were ever there. The Iraq War, their videos, and the images were in private, not public. All this is right in everyone's faces. Why is this still happening months later, and when is it going to end? With truth in everyone's sight, how do people justify their support in it? I was born Christian, and in biblical scripture, it is written that you will know them by their fruits. I don't understand why so many choose to be blindfolded, and I will never, and I never will. If you sit in silence, you are just as guilty as if you pulled the trigger yourself. Watermelons for everyone, peace and love. Now, this comment here, I was really surprised. It got over 9,200 likes, and I'm not on the actual thread right now, but it got so many comments. Most of the comments were actually hate, though. Even from my, I know a few sisters from Iraq, really, they let the shit down in their hearts. Now, there was another comment just yesterday that I saw. Okay, someone had made a comment and said, what about the genocide that took place October 7th during the Munich, oh, that's Germany, Munich Olympics, when they hijacked a plane, such a one-sided news organization. I actually don't know about that. I don't think any of this is right, you know, just to make it clear. Hold on one second. I don't think any of this is right. And I'm saying this, I'm not reading this, but I don't think any of this is right. I know that there's an agenda behind this whole thing, and all the people who are actually being unalived, even the Israeli soldiers, the IDF, they're just pawns. That's how we are. What I really would like to see are all the people who call for these wars and stuff. I want to see them. If you call for war, then you must serve in that war. I think that it would end a lot of this conflict. But yeah, you always have, the rich, men at play, hiding behind the scenes, putting all of us on the front line. That's the problem right there. Let me see. So then there's another comment, and one guy said, when I asked my IDF coworker why IDF has been sniping women, kids, and press people since 2015 in Gaza, his response was, well, they're all terrorists anyway. This says everything. And then someone else replied to this, and I believe this is, snarky satire. They said, when I asked this old man I saw one day, Yahya Sinwar, why Hamas is committing massacres against women, children, and why Palestinian has a history of committing massacres even at the Olympics, he said, they are all Israelis anyway. Now we know the truth. Now this I don't believe. I just don't. And I really don't, I know Yahya Sinwar, I know Hamas, I hear them names, but I don't I don't care about who they are, okay? I care about what's happening to the innocent people over there. And I'm not going to condemn them. That's really the biggest argument I get, because I know the suppression that these people have been under since May 15th, 1948. So this wasn't just October 7th. This was May 15th, 1948. The Palestinians have been living in such suppression. And I can empathize, put myself in their shoes, and really, what would you do? I would fight. I would fight just like I am now. I see a lot of things wrong here in this country, especially when an American soldier who served this country is silenced all the time here on this, platform. Okay. Now let me see, what else do I have here to share with you? But okay, in regards to that comment, I actually replied. And of course, it wasn't shown. Let me see if I can get to this. I'm sorry, I'm just not good at this. Okay, in regards to that, one about, Yahya Sinwar and stuff, and I guess it's justifying, the unaliving of all these Palestinians because, what some guy said or did. First of all, I don't watch television. I don't follow pop culture at all. I don't pay any attention to the Olympics. Just like the Super Bowl just passed, I could care less about any of that stuff. That is all, that's Rome, okay? The Roman Empire. That's what you're worshiping right there. You have to, and there's a sister, I'd like to share her video too. She was amazing. But, it's true. You put, all your attention into this, but what are you doing for God? If you even have a faith at all. But this is why the world has gone to shit, really. Because you want to sit there and put all your, attention into celebs who do terrible things and live this fantasy world, Okay, let me read this to you. This is the comment that I posted in reply to that other comment. And it didn't get shown. It was shadow banned. It was silhouetted. Okay, I said, I don't watch TV, nor do I follow the Olympics. And you probably shouldn't either. This does sound like Western propaganda, though. I cannot conform nor deny this statement, nor do I support the unaliving of any innocents. I can tell you that the numbers should make things more clear. 62,614 Palestinians compared to 1,706 Israelis. 166 journalists, 120 academics, and 224 humanitarians are all unalived. I see a suppression of one people's while the other side has all the fun toys. And I put that in parentheses because I'm just trying to, be careful how I write things here. But what I mean is artillery. The West has heavy artillery, and they've been supplying Israel and the United States these bombs that are landing, destroying Gaza. They have U.S. written on the side of them, not Israeli. What does the Palestinians actually have to fight back with? I mean, this is truly a David and Goliath scenario here, but everyone wants to look at the Palestinians like they're monsters and, the Israelis like they're the victims. Okay, let me get back to this. I see a suppression of one people while as the other side has all the fun toys. Yes, I am talking in code because my voice is always silenced. I see the David and Goliath at play, and I see the wolf in sheep's clothing, crying victim. I see things for what it is, and I have just as much empathy for the unalived Israelis as I do the unalived Palestinians, which seems like something you are unable to do. Yes, I see your fruits. My questions to you is, when is enough going to be enough? This is a question for all of you. When is enough going to be enough? What number of unalived Palestinians atones for the unalived Israelis? And just how many of these unalived people do you think actually called for these wars? The truth is, those who do call for those who do call for this are never the ones who pay the price. Wake up. And this is just the truth, Like I said, I think that we should hold our politicians accountable, our world leaders accountable. I don't really want to talk about any civilization in history, being... there's just been a lot of suffering in this world since Adam and Eve stepped foot on this planet. But Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, I'm not saying they're good people, but they fought right alongside their men. We've got people in suits and ties, sipping their cappuccinos, telling us, hey, we've got to go do this and we've got to go do that. I think we need to hold them accountable. I think the solution to much of this, maybe not all of it, but much of this, is to, if you call for these wars, then you should have to fight in them too. It's plain and simple. I see the agenda behind all this. I know too much about the military-industrial complex. I wish that you guys would look up that term. It's early in the morning. I kind of slept on this all night, and I had to make a video about this because it still bothers me. It still does. There's so much hate on this thread right here that I get from people, and most of my comments are shadow banned. And all this hatred, these hate comments, they're all up there for everybody to see. So I really tried to talk with love and light. I actually, I had this discussion with someone just a couple days ago. I speak of love and light. I try to relay the message in a way that it would be received. I don't want to mocking. I don't want to close anyone up and put them on the defense. I want them to hear the words, and I want it to sit with them. And hopefully, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe something will, open up inside of them. But Someone also said that this channel here, Al Jazeera, it's one-sided. Why do they only show the side of the Palestinians? You know, I've actually heard different things about this channel, but I only watch the English one because I know English. However, why don't you ask the same question when it comes to mainstream media? Because they really just run with the agenda about the Israelis and how they're such, you know, victims they are. And the numbers, you know, the numbers show a different story. It just shows a different story. So I'll leave it at that, you know, and I just hope that everyone wakes up to this. But yeah, life is pretty hard right now, and it's only going to get worse if we keep playing this dog and pony, you know, game here. No man should suffer. It's that simple. All around the world, you know, us in the West, and the West is falling if you haven't been paying attention, you know, but all of us in the West, you know, we've been living this life of comfort, you know, walking about with no concerns, no real concerns, you know. I mean, some of us, and that's by design too, but some of us struggle more than others, but it's nothing compared to what people have to face on a daily basis in the Congos. Africa is hit a lot. The Middle East is hit a lot. This is done by design. This is done by the Western design. And I just don't think that no man should thrive, you know, in the cost of another man's suffering. It's just that simple. You know, I hear so many people say all the time when they play this politics, left versus right, and always, you know, the other side is getting blamed for this and blamed for that. There's enough food to feed everybody, so nobody should be starving. And yeah, let's just end the suffering all around. I mean, this is all nonsense. Let's stop fighting about, you know, who is better, the Israelis, the Palestinians. The truth is, they're people. They're people. And the ones putting on this show, those are the ones you need to point the fingers to. It's that simple. I mean, they're not showing in mainstream media all the Israelis who are talking against this. All the Jewish people who say this is not what our book is teaching us. All you see is what the Zionists say. And you think that they're Jews. Just think for yourself. Assalamu alaikum, and just do better.